Y'all knew it was coming, right? It's been a little while since I've done a triple P, maybe a couple weeks or so. But I don't like to do a triple P just on anything. I need to make sure I have everything laid out. But in case y'all haven't heard, but of course by this time you've already heard, Pat Robertson, this old fool, has finally kicked the can. And I said finally because I'm gonna be honest, I thought this man had died a while ago, because he kind of popped up, then he went under, popped up, then he went under, so on and so forth. But as you can see, he is now deceased, and I imagine this is the face that he was making when he was trying to squeeze and wiggle his way in for a positioning in line to the great below. So I'm gonna go ahead and read this article coming from AP News to see what they talking about. Pat Robertson, a religious broadcaster who turned a tiny Virginia station into the global Christian broadcasting network, tried to run for president and help make a religion central to Republican Party politics in America through his Christian coalition, has died. He was 93. Robertson's death Thursday was confirmed in an email by his broadcasting network. No cause was given. Robertson's enterprises also included Regent University, an evangelical Christian school in Virginia Beach, the American Center for Law and Justice, which defends the First Amendment rights of religious people, and Operation Blessing, an international humanitarian organization. For more than half a century, Robertson was a familiar presence in American living rooms, known for his 700 Club television show, and in later years his televised pronouncements of God's judgment, blaming natural disasters on everything from homosexuality to the teaching of evolution. The money poured in as he solicited donations, his influence soared, and he brought a huge following with him when he moved directly into politics by seeking the GOP presidential nomination in 1988. Robertson pioneered the now common strategy of Court Iowa's network of evangelical Christian churches and finished in second place in the Iowa caucuses ahead of Vice President and George H.W. Bush. His master stroke, I wonder if that's what got him, was insisting that 3 million followers across the U.S. signed petitions before he decided to run. Robertson's biographer Jeffrey K. Hatton said the tactic gave him an army. He asked people to pledge that they'd work for him, pray for him, give him money. Hatton, a University of Virginia sociologist, told the Associated Press in 1988. Political historians may view it as one of the most ingenious things a candidate ever did. Robertson later endorsed Bush, who won the presidency. Pursuit of Iowa's evangelicals is now a ritual for Republican hopefuls, including those currently seeking the White House in 2024. Robertson started the Christian Coalition in Chesapeake in 1989, saying it would further his campaign ideals. The coalition became a major political force in the 1990s, mobilizing conservative voters through the grassroots activities. By the time of his resignation as the coalition's president in 2001, Robertson said he wanted to concentrate on ministerial work. His impact on both religion and politics in the U.S. was enormous, according to John C. Green, an emeritus political science professor at the University of Akron. Many followed the path of Robertson cut in religious broadcasting, Green told the AP in 2021. In American politics, Robertson helped cement the alliance between conservative Christians and the Republican Party. Now, I could go on and on and on with that, but I never really cared for Pat Robertson. As a matter of fact, I'm sure there's a lot of people that didn't. But there's one thing in particular that he said that turned me off about him. Look at this right here. Sunday, June 27, 2021. This was posted on The Independent. Pat Robertson calls critical race theory an evil, urging black people to take whip handle against whites. Let's see what else they're talking about here. Televangelist Pat Robertson is generating controversy after calling critical race theory an academic discipline that examines the effects of racism on legal and cultural institutions, a monstrous evil which encourages black people to take the whip handle away from white people. The 91-year-old Mr. Robertson said on CBN 700 Club earlier this week that according to his understanding of CRT, people of color have been oppressed by the white people, and that white people begin to be racist by the time they're 2 or 3 months old, and therefore the people of color have to rise up and overtake their oppressors, and then having gotten the whip handle, if I can use that term, then to instruct their white neighbors how to behave. Now that's critical race theory. Mr. Robinson has a history of making racist remarks, including implying that the Haitian Revolution, where enslaved people overthrew their French white oppressors, was a pact to the devil, which caused its devastating modern earthquakes, and calling Black Lives Matter anti-God. As Princeton history Kevin M. Cruz pointed out on Twitter, Mr. Robinson's father was a prominent opponent of civil rights legislations while in Congress. Pat's father, Senator A. Willis Robinson, signed the Southern Manifesto, which urged Southern legislatures to ignore Brown versus the Board of Education and maintain segregated institutions. It's no shock Pat doesn't want us to think too hard about how officials use state power to entrench racism. In recent months, CRT has become a major cultural boogeyman on the right, and sort of a catch-all insult and scare tactic Republicans attach to anything involving the discussion of racism that they find threatening, which they often then link to the wholesale destruction of America. I even went to another website called religiondispatches.org, where this article was posted October 6, 2021. And it says, as Pat Robinson retires, here are 10 of his most cringeworthy moments. Now, I went through all 10 of them, and I'm not surprised what his number one was. And his number one was one that I just mentioned in an article. And it's this one right here: Haiti's deal with the devil. It says, tell me you're racist to the core without telling me you're racist to the core. That's what Pat Robinson did after Haiti's devastating earthquake in 2010, which Robinson attributed to a curse tied to the malevolent spiritual forces, with the help of which he assured 700 club viewers Haitian slaves overthrew their French colonizers in the late 18th and early 19th century revolution. The clear subtext is that people of African descent couldn't possibly have fought for and gained their independence without some help from Satan himself. And you know, Christy, something happened a long time ago in Haiti, and people might not want to talk about it. They were under the heel of the French, you know, Napoleon III and whatever. And they got together and swore a pact to the devil. They said, we will serve you if you will get us free from the French. True story. And so the devil said, okay, it's a deal. And they kicked the French out. You know, the Haitians revolted and got themselves free. But ever since, they have been cursed by one thing after the other. Desperately poor. The island of Hispaniola is one island. It's cut down the middle. On the one side is Haiti, on the other side is the Dominican Republic. Dominican Republic is prosperous, healthy, full of resorts, etc. Haiti is in a desperate poverty. Same island. They need to have, and we need to pray for them, a great turning to God. And out of this tragedy, I'm optimistic something good may come. But right now, we're helping the suffering people, and the suffering is imaginable. That's what he said, and that's his full quote. He said Haiti made a deal with the devil in order for them to beat the French. And now he feels like this is karma coming back on him because of how Haiti is right now. Well, after saying all of the stuff that Pat Robinson has said over the years, I think karma has finally caught up with him. And I do mean finally, because like I said in the beginning of this video, I thought this man had already kicked the bucket. Many people did. Well, now it's nice to know that it's actual factual. No more needing to speculate. The guy is gone from this space. And it is what it is.
Lord, I'm having a heart attack. Damn, this is some scary shit.